Hi, I'm Bishop Dindy Taylor. I want to thank you for serving as a member of the Holston Annual Conference. This pre-conference briefing is offered to help you prepare for our gathering at Lake Junaluska on June the 8th through the 11th. I'm excited about our time together and look forward to seeing you at the lake.
Hello, I'm Stella Roberts, Director of Connectional Ministries for the Holston Conference. Thank you for joining us today so that we might all be better prepared for our 2014 Holston Annual Conference session. This year's annual conference will gather under the theme of always, yesterday, today, forever, which is based on the good news found in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Our time will include opportunities for fellowship, worship, and service, as well as conducting the business of the annual conference. As we move through this time of preparation, we will reference the book of reports and specific pages within it. Registration this year is again an online process through the conference website. The address to remember for registration and all annual conference information is ac.holston.org. Pre-registration for clergy and lay members of the annual conference is available through May 23rd. After May 23rd, conference members will register online upon arrival at the conference site. At the registration website, you can register yourself, register your child or children for childcare. You can make a reservation for the missions dinner, and you can sign up for the 5K run, 1 mile walk to benefit the conference missions offering for education in South Sudan. You may choose either to pay online for the missions dinner and or the 5K run, 1 mile walk, or to mail a check for those events to the conference office. If you need child care, pre-registration and prepayment is required. The cost this year will be $20 per child per day on Monday and Tuesday, and $10 per child per evening on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and on Wednesday morning. New this year is that a bagged lunch is available for purchase on Monday and Tuesday for $8.50 each day. Parents may also pack a lunch for childcare. Remember, the online pre-registration ends May 23rd, so be sure to get that done before May 23rd to greatly simplify your check-in process at annual conference. Please note, you will not receive paper registration cards in the mail this year. If you do not pre-register before May 23rd, then you will register at a computer terminal when you arrive at the Buffet Welcome Center. The process will be paperless. If you need assistance with online registration, you may call your district administrative assistant or call the conference office toll-free at 866-690-4080. The only additional mailing that will go out before annual conference this year will be to those persons who ordered and paid for a hard copy of the Book of Reports when they registered online prior to April 1st. The deadline for ordering an online copy of the Book of Reports is now past, so persons who did not already order a print copy, but who wish to have one, may simply download the PDF file from the website and print it out. When you arrive at Lake Junaluska, having already registered yourself online, you will go to the Buffet Welcome Center at the entrance to Lake Junaluska, and you will receive a name tag and a book of worship. The process should be very easy and quick. One other note, if you indicated when you registered online that you prefer to download a PDF copy of the Book of Reports, that online copy is now already available on the conference website. You may simply download it at any time. Also, If you will check the website after June 1st, you may download an electronic copy of the worship book as well. Registration begins this year on Sunday, June 8th at 2 o'clock in the Bethea Welcome Center, which is the first building on the left as you enter the Lake Junaluska grounds. The lay members of the conference will gather for the laity session at 4 o'clock at Stewart Auditorium. The clergy session will begin at 5 o'clock, also at Stewart Auditorium this year. To help with this transition, we would ask the lay members to exit Stewart as quickly as possible following your session so that the clergy can enter and begin on time. Dinner at the Terrace in Lambeth will begin at 5:45 on Sunday with evening worship and the opening of the annual conference beginning at 7:30. Please note that registration will move to the Susan Todd Lounge at Herald Center beginning on Monday morning. Even if you are only able to attend part of the annual conference, please be sure to come by registration at some point so that your attendance can be recorded. The full schedule for the annual conference session can be found in the Book of Reports on pages 9 to 14, or can be downloaded from the annual conference website in PDF form. A schedule of special events, meals, and other gatherings can be found online or on the inside back cover of your Book of Reports. Please check that schedule to see if you want to participate in any of these events related to our annual conference session. Worship is always a highlight of our time together. Here is what we have on the agenda as our worship schedule. Sunday at 7:30 p.m. is the opening worship and Holy Communion. Monday at 8:30 a.m., Holy Communion for all members of the conference. Monday at 2 p.m., memorial service. Tuesday at 8:30 a.m., Holy Communion for all members of the conference. Tuesday at 10:45 a.m., retirement recognition. Tuesday at 7 p.m., mission celebration. And Wednesday at 9 a.m., ordination, commissioning, and sending forth. And the Junaluska singers will participate in this very important and exciting worship service. The Board of Laity this year is hosting a time of prayer in the chapel each morning at 7:30 a.m. and a prayer room in the room of memories adjacent to the chapel from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Monday and Tuesday. We will all begin our day by sharing together at the Lord's table on Monday and Tuesday in Stewart Auditorium at 8:30 a.m. and then we'll move directly into our business sessions. We began this practice last year and found it to be a very meaningful way to prepare ourselves for the day. Our guest preacher for the memorial service will be Reverend Bill Carter. There will also be a conference choir for that service. If you would like to participate in that choir, please contact Lori Sluter at the conference office by phone or email, lorisluter@holston.org, by June 1st. The conference choir will sing 2 anthems, The Solid Rock and Untitled Hymn, during that memorial service on Monday afternoon. They will rehearse in the chapel following the Sunday night service, and again at 1 o'clock in Stewart Auditorium on Monday. For those who would like to participate in the choir, copies of the anthem can be emailed to you so that you can listen ahead of time. Clergy and lay members of the conference and their spouses are invited to participate. Our Monday evening session this year will be a musical play entitled The Circuit Rider's Wife. This production was written and is directed by Jim and Doris Burns from First United Methodist in Cleveland. This will be a fun and inspiring way to look at our past as we consider God's faithfulness in our yesterdays. Missions is at the heart of who we are in Holston Conference. This year, we will celebrate that commitment in several different ways. On Monday morning, we will send off the trucks with the hands-on kits that have been collected for Zimbabwe and Liberia. The collection dates for these kits are June 4th and 5th. Be sure to check with your district office to get the schedule for when your church's kits need to be turned in. Every year, the number of kits collected exceeds our expectations. In December, Bishop Taylor had the opportunity to visit Asheanesu in Zimbabwe, and she saw how our kits are providing the food, school, and health supplies that sustain the children of the school and the community for the whole year. This is truly a life-giving offering that we provide for our neighbors there. This first week of May, your local church treasurer received an envelope for the annual conference mission offering for education in South Sudan and an envelope for the Change for Children offering. The annual conference mission offering for education in South Sudan will be received on Tuesday night during the mission celebration. Our goal this year is $175,000. We invite you to watch this video to learn more about how our offering will be used.
South Sudan has an 85% illiteracy rate. 50 years of war has decimated their educational system. Only 12% of the schools are in permanent buildings. 1/3 of them meet in the open air. Only 50% of all the children complete primary school. It's very difficult for the young girls to stay in school. This year, Holston Conference will be responding to this need, to the very important need of education in South Sudan, to help girls stay in school, to enable the children to complete their education, and to train teachers to give them the knowledge that they can pass on to the children. Many of them do not have a high school education, but they do the very best that they can. They give all the knowledge that they have to the children. We want to help them do more.
Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." South Sudan is made up of generations of people who know nothing but war. It's time to change that. I would ask that you prayerfully consider what you can do to help them.
Friends, education helps the people have hope. We are asking you to help the people have hope, to help them rise above the ashes of war, to rise above the ashes of schools that have been destroyed, to help the teachers to be further educated and trained, to have knowledge that they can pass on to the next generation, out of which will rise leaders, teachers, doctors, politicians, farmers, bankers, to build the great nation of South Sudan and a people who can live in peace. Holston, thank you for being a source of hope for the people of South Sudan. Thank you, and God bless you.
You can read more about the conference offering on page 18 of your book of reports. There will also be a 5K run, 1-mile walk to benefit the conference missions offering on Tuesday morning at 7:15. Please pre-register by May 23rd to help us be prepared. The cost is $10 for walkers and $20 for runners. Holston has a strong partnership with South Sudan, and we will look forward to hearing updates from Fred and Libby Deering about our work there during the mission celebration on Tuesday night. The mission celebration will also give us the chance to give thanks for all of the ways our congregations are in missions. You will want to be present to join in this special time of music and witness and challenge. The Change for Children offering will be received on Tuesday morning, just outside Stewart Auditorium, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 12 noon. This offering is used each year to fund grants for children's ministry throughout the Holston Conference and in Africa. On Tuesday afternoon, we will be doing something different. We will have a hands-on opportunity for mission for those who are attending conference as a part of our time together. Beginning at 1:30 p.m. at the Kern Youth Center, we will package 10,000 meals through Stop Hunger Now. We will be collecting contributions on Tuesday morning to cover the $2,500 total cost for this project, or you may give at the site. A $5 donation is suggested. However, any amount will help us feed our neighbors. 25 cents is all it costs to provide one meal. There's no pre-registration required to participate, and all ages are welcomed, although we do ask that children be accompanied by an adult. Please watch this video to learn more about Stop Hunger Now. Be sure to come by the Kern Youth Center at 1:30 on Tuesday afternoon to help package the meals or cheer on others as we help to stop hunger now. Our conference business session will allow us to hear updates from our ministry areas. We will recognize those who have completed participation in Leadership Holston, those who will receive the Denman Awards for evangelism, those who are being licensed, commissioned, and ordained for ministry. We will learn more about the work of the church and community workers and deaconesses. We will hear from our conference institutions. And did you know that Holston Conference has a chaplain on the Appalachian Trail? We will meet him and learn about this ministry and his travels. We will consider 2 resolutions from the Commission on Archives and History to designate 2 historic sites. While there's no financial cost to this designation, it is an action that will help us preserve our significant connection to early Methodism. These resolutions are found on page 39 to 42 of your book of reports. We will also see a preview of the redesigned conference website. Holston.org will go live with a new format beginning July 15th. We encourage you to continue to visit the site as we work to make it more user-friendly and the place that information will live for the Holston Conference. During Holston Annual Conference, we will elect our officers and leaders for the coming year. The nominations report can be found on pages 151 to 174, and we will approve our conference ministry budget, pages 103 to 132. The proposed 2015 conference budget is $10,463,448, an increase of $243,013. The Holston Conference Council on Finance and Administration is seeking to maintain the high level of ministries while setting a budget that represents the funding level available through our congregational tithes. The CFNA and Holston Conference intend to continue paying our general church and jurisdictional apportionments at 100%, as we have done for the past 3 years. Some line items have increased, others have decreased. CFNA is confident that the proposed 2015 budget is sound and manageable for our conference. To assist with questions related to the budget, the Council on Finance and Administration, CFNA, will host a chat room on Monday of annual conference during the lunch break from noon to 2 p.m. The chat room will be held in the Terrace Auditorium on the 2nd floor of Terrace Hotel. You may come and go as you like and ask your questions of CFNA during this time. Feel free to get a box lunch from a vendor outside Stewart and take it with you to the Terrace Auditorium so that you will have time to ask questions and listen to others who may also have questions. During this year, the CFNA and conference communications staff have worked together to develop a series of thank you messages for our congregations. These thank yous have been in the form of bulletin inserts and videos for use in the local church. They have as a theme, way to go, way to give. The monthly message highlights lives that have been touched by our shared ministries. You can find these resources at waytogive.holston.org. The bulletin inserts for November through July are found on pages 87 to 102 in your book of reports. Several of the videos will be shared at annual conference. Here is the video for May.
It always happens in June, a few days before the start of Holston Annual Conference. According to Dave Spanbauer, it always happens on the hottest day of the year. Every spring, church members across 12 districts of the Holston Conference collect tons and tons of food, school, sewing, and health supplies. They carefully pack the goods into buckets, bags, and backpacks. The ultimate destination is the children and families served by United Methodist Missions in Liberia and Zimbabwe. But first, the supplies will be collected by districts and driven by volunteers on a hot day in June to Fairview United Methodist Church in Maryville, Tennessee. There, the tons of rice, ham, pencils, rulers, washcloths, and toothbrushes will be packed into huge ocean-going cargo containers. It's quite a project, says Spanbauer, who has helped load the supplies at Fairview for the past 10 years. Workers from all over Holston gather to pack the donations so they will survive months of traveling by truck, ship, and train. In 2013, the collected supplies were valued at more than $286,000. Everybody's helping out, And it's really a lot of fun, Spanbauer says of the massive effort. We don't waste a bit of space in those containers. They're packed top to top, side to side, and very full. Known as the Hands-On Mission Project, the annual collection of life-sustaining supplies for Zimbabwe and Liberia is just one way Holston members give generously to help others at this time of year. Every year, during May and June, church members also give money to the annual conference missions offering. The cause changes every year. Past offerings have benefited missions in Brazil, Vietnam, and Imagine No Malaria. In 2014, Holston's missions offering will support education in South Sudan. The goal is $175,000. Of course, the gifts you give every Sunday morning or through online tithing also provide support for these missions by paying for staff and resources to organize such large, complex outreach efforts. Spanbauer, a longtime member at Fairview, has seen firsthand how Holston generosity has changed the lives of children in Africa and his own life too. He's not only packed the trucks in Maryville, he's been to Zimbabwe 8 times to see how the children appreciate and use the supplies that come from Holston Conference. Let's just say they're very happy when the Holston shipment arrives, because that's their food for a year, Spanbauer says. This project has definitely made me feel more blessed. And it's true what people say about helping others. You get more out of it than they do.
Thank you, Holston Conference. You will never know how many lives you have changed. Way to go, way to give.
For 2014, Pensions and Health Benefits was able to reduce the church portion of the health insurance premium from $8,220 to $7,000. There's a 5% increase to the church and individual participant premium for 2015. They continue to monitor the health care costs and insurance coverage to provide the best plan possible for our lay and clergy participants. Their report begins on page 178. The Commission on Equitable Compensation presents the recommendations for minimum salary levels each year for conference approval. The minimum salary levels for 2015 are recommended to remain at the current 2014 level. The Commission is strongly encouraging all congregations to provide a 2% increase to their pastors' compensation. Their report and recommendations are found in the Book of Reports, beginning on page 44. Our time at Annual Conference is filled with many opportunities to learn about our shared ministries and the ways that we live out our call to discipleship. Please take the time to read the Book of Reports so that you are prepared to enter fully into the annual conference sessions. Especially if this is your first time to attend annual conference, you are encouraged to read through the orientation guide that is found on pages 3 to 8. During your time at annual conference, please visit the displays and Cokesbury Bookstore, which will be in the Herald Center auditorium next door to Stewart. A list of exhibitors is found on page 224. A reporting guide for lay members is found on pages 221 and 222 to help you take notes so that you can better share about your experience with your home congregation. The beautiful mountains of North Carolina will serve as our setting for annual conference. They will invite us to consider the promises that are contained in our theme. Always. A reminder that we serve a God who has been faithful in all of the yesterdays. Always. An affirmation that Jesus calls us into faithful service each and every day. Always. A word of hope for the future as God transforms the world. Please be in prayer for our time together so that we may be strengthened and renewed for faithful service. For those who are not attending annual conference, a live streaming link of the week's events will be available at ac.holston.org. Be sure to share this information with your home congregation so that they can join in the annual conference experience.
Thank you for taking the time to view this briefing and for reading your book of reports. Now I invite you to join with me in praying that our time together at conference will truly be a blessing to all who participate, and that because of our work together, we will be a blessing for the world. I look forward to seeing you soon.